The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue seas, fields of green and sandy yellow beaches too. The island also has loads of trains and railway lines. But who's that just puffing round the track? It's a tank engine that is named Thomas. He welcomes you to meet his friends, working together to make anything just work. 'Cause when an obstacle comes along, the train ride makes it worthless. When friendship and teamwork is on your side, nothing's impossible with Thomas and his friends.
The harbor on Thomas's branch line needed repairs. Each morning, Percy brought the workmen in Old Slow Coach and spent the day taking trucks of supplies to and from the quay. Old Slow Coach stayed in the harbor, providing shelter and shade for the men. She didn't mind this a bit. She was happy to help and loved being by the sea. Daisy couldn't understand it. One morning, as Percy collected workmen, she caught a rather briny smell.
When was your last washdown, dear?
Sorry. I suppose that's what happens when you're at the harbour all day.
Ooh. A coach of your make should be carrying passengers, not workmen.
Oh, well, I think it's best I leave passengers to the experts. I'm quite content with my position. It's lovely to be of assistance.
What do those dirty workmen have to offer? Just imagine you and I running the line's premier passenger service.
Oh, be off, Daisy! You can't take the milk without making a fuss, let alone a coach! Daisy wasn't deterred. She knew Old Slow Coach could be put to better use and was keen to prove it. Daisy's deed. The next day, Old Slow Coach was having a tune-up at the carriage sheds. She was upset she wasn't going to the harbor, but Percy promised he'd come back for her when she was ready, and Toby took the men and Henrietta. Daisy's chance had come quite soon. Thomas arrived with Annie and Clarabelle. The Stationmaster strode up. Will you take Old Slow Coach to the harbor? Percy needs her to bring the workmen home, but he's tied up with the trucks.
Oh, bother!
Thomas was hot and looking forward to cooling off in the shed.
Excusez-moi, but there's no need for that. I'm heading up the line soon. I'll take our darling coach with me. A little countryside run is sure to cheer her up.
Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle were speechless, and secretly, the coaches were a little jealous. Soon, Daisy brought Old Slow Coach to the platform. The passengers flocked curiously to the old carriage.
Go on, get in.
But I...
No fussing, dear. We don't want to be late.
The guard's whistle blew, and they set off. Daisy was pleased with herself, and the passengers were enjoying the journey. Old Slow Coach, on the other hand, felt uneasy. At the next station, she was boarded by more passengers.
Oh, I knew you'd be a hit. You're such a magnifique coach.
Wait! You're not meant to travel in me!
The guard's whistle blew.
No time to lose.
And they were off again. All the while, Old Slow Coach grew increasingly uncomfortable. Derek and his connecting train were at the junction. He was quite surprised to see Daisy pull in with Coach in tow.
My, what a ravishing sight you two are.
That's what I've been telling her. See, dear, imagine us doing this every day.
No!
Old Slow Coach snapped. Daisy and Derek went pale.
Oh dear, look at the time. Oh, must be off, can't be late.
He scuttled away as quickly as he could.
As I very plainly told you, I like working with Percy, I like helping the workmen, and I like being by the sea. I want nothing more to do with your passengers. Take me to the harbour at once!
The station master heard the commotion and noticed the passengers in coach. Sincerest apologies, folks, but this coach won't be going to the end of the line. The passengers were ushered into Daisy, and she left the junction stunned and silent. Daisy felt terrible. She hadn't made Coach happy at all. She'd only done what she wanted. What she wanted now was to apologize, but felt a lump in her throat when she tried to speak. She was so lost in thought she ran through Toyrex Station without stopping or noticing the points were diverting her to the harbor. Crow's Farm Crossing lay ahead. Sam the farmer, who was not the most attentive of sorts, had led his horses out to pasture. Unfortunately, he wasn't keeping a close eye. One horse slipped away from the farm and down towards the railway. Despite Toby's advice, Daisy felt uncomfortable with animals. She glided silently towards the crossing, lost in thought when a horse had stood on the line. With brakes screeching, Daisy stopped just in time. The noise startled the horse. It bucked and neighed frantically, which frightened Daisy so much that she blew a fuse.
Ooh, get away! Get away! Ooh, get away! Get away!
Calm down, Daisy. It's reacting to your fright. Stop making such a racket.
Daisy took a deep breath, trying to keep calm. To her surprise, the horse began to settle.
There. It's all right.
Daisy was about to reply, but realized Coach wasn't talking to her, but to the horse.
Don't be afraid. You're safe now.
The horse's ears perked up. It trotted skittishly towards Coach. The horse snorted and stood happily by Coach, flicking its tail. Soon enough, Sam came running along. He apologized profusely to Daisy and her driver, then thanked Old Slow Coach and led the horse back to the pasture. Amused as they were by the horse, the passengers were not pleased to be late and going the wrong way. Bertie arrived with Daisy's fitter, then took the passengers to the big station. When her engine was fixed, Daisy set off for the harbor once more.
How did you do that?
A few of the workmen own farms. They often talk about their horses and how they calm them down. I never imagined I'd have to put their tricks to use.
Daisy chuckled.
I'm glad you were here to help, even if it was against your wishes. Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't listen.
And I'm sorry I snapped. You were only trying to make me happy.
If being at the harbour makes you happy, then I'm glad to be taking you there.
And with that, the two friends sped off happily towards